So I kind of just want to talk about my experience of dating a bad boy, whatever you want to call it, or a hood dude. This was my high school experience, so please don't judge me. This was years ago. I've learned my lesson. Not to talk to these type of guys, of course. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about my experience of dating a bad boy and how that went. I had to sit up a little bit for this one. So, my experience on dating a bad boy. I was hanging around a girl that got to go to a lot of parties. I grew up very my parents were very strict. I wasn't allowed to go to any house parties. I wasn't allowed to, go to even to the movies by myself. Like, I had to have somebody that my mom knew that I was going with, and she was like very overprotective and just extra. Sorry guys, I had to get a little closer for y'all. But yeah, so my mom was very strict on me, and once I got to high school, I just wanted to rebel. Like, I just wanted to get out there and experience things for myself. I felt like I was trapped. I felt like I wasn't able to do the things that the other popular kids were doing. So I started to go to house parties, and with this one girl where her mom would like lie for me, and her mom would like lie and be like, oh, they're just having a girls' night. And so we went to this house party, and of course, like, I didn't date a lot in high school. Like, I wasn't that girl. Like, I wasn't really someone that, guys would really just ask out, or guys that I was interested in would ask out. Like, I just wasn't out there dipping it and doing it. Like, I wasn't out there, getting my little grind on. Like, I wasn't allowed to date. I wasn't allowed to go to any parties. So I wasn't really out there where the opportunity was even like, hey, look at Brittany. She's kind of cute outside of school. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just like Brittany school. I don't even know how people thought of me in high school. I honestly don't know. I just feel like I was probably a nerd, and I was probably somebody who got on a lot of people's nerves, because I do talk a lot, but whatever. So I went to this house party, and the party got shut down because, people were in there doing drugs. They was drinking and partying. We were all underage, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it got shut down by the cops. And so while I'm outside being crazy and just like, was drinking and stuff like that, I saw this guy with like this long braids, and I don't even know. He was like Puerto Rican or something. And he was just like, hey, what's up? And I was like, what's up? Like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like I was being rebellious in a way. And he was just out. It just didn't seem like he had any type of responsibilities. And in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go home. Like, whatever. And so I ended up giving him my number, and then we ended up like talking, and I don't really remember, but I just remember like he was just so like, yeah, he wasn't in school, like. And the thing is with me, I feel like a lot of girls who end up talking to like bad guys, it's kind of like high school is boring. Like, if you really think about it, high school is so boring. Like, we have nothing going on in our life. So nothing was going on in my life, honestly. I wasn't out there, doing all this extra activities. And I think that's so important, to keep yourself busy so you won't get distracted by things like that, because I was like, oh my God, his life is so interesting. Like, he gets to do whatever he wants. And like, I want some of that spice too. So the reasons why I feel like, I started talking to a bad boy is because it was something interesting, it was something spicy, it was something exciting, welcome to the wild side of things that I didn't know about. Maybe I can learn a few things from him and get out there and just experience things. That was going on in my mindset. I think that was my mindset, is like, oh my God, like nothing's really going on popping in my life. Like, let me enter this life where it's fun and it's cool, and I could do things that I weren't allowed to do with this guy. And if he thinks I'm cool, if he wants to talk to me, then obviously there's something in me that's cool, like in my mind of thinking, So I started talking to him, and then he like disappeared, and I was like, well, what happened? And so he hits me up randomly, like probably like 2 weeks later, and was like, yeah, I was in jail. And I was like, oh my God, you were in jail? What happened? Like, I never like, and he was like, yeah, I did some stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, how was jail? Like, continue on. We were just, hanging out, kicking it, and I would, sneak around and like hang out with him and stuff like that when I wasn't supposed to. So it was also a rebellious thing too, because I was like, my parents don't want me hanging around him. I can't stand my parents right now, so let me go and date somebody that's like, my parents don't understand me, so I'm gonna go and date somebody that definitely ain't gonna understand, And so he went to jail again, and this time for a long time. And this is when I really, really, really started to like him. I really started to like him because he was like saying all this stuff like, man, when I get out, like, you're the girl, you're the one, like, you're gonna be my girl, like, filling my head up with like hopeless dreams and dumb stuff that I obviously fell for or whatever. And so I fell for it, and I was like, yeah, I'm having visions in my head of what we're gonna do, like how we're just gonna like just be killing the game, and I'm his ride or die chick. And let me tell you something, ride or die chicks, no, because they will get you in trouble. Like, I thank God that like I wasn't caught up in a way where my record was messed up or I went to jail, because that eventually can happen to you. So he got out of jail 6 months later, half a year, whatever. He was in jail for like a half a year, and I waited on him. I wrote him every day. Like, I was just trying to be a ride or die chick. I was taking up time, precious time. I could have been doing something else. And he gets out and he's like okay at first, and then he starts like going back to his same old habits. And I was like, dude, like, like maybe he's just like, I can help him get out those ways. Like, maybe he's just stuck to the streets. Like, like maybe I could help him. And I felt compelled to help him because I had nothing else better to do. I wasn't worried about myself. I wasn't worried about things that I could do in my life to better my life. I was always taking my problems and not focusing on my issues and my problems that I had at home or at school or whatever, and I was focusing them all on them, because it's easier to avoid your problems by trying to help somebody else when you can't even help yourself. So that was obviously me. One of the things is, when you date a bad boy or a gangster or whatever, like, they talk to you stupid. They eventually talk to you stupid, and you don't even notice how bad they talk to you, because y'all are like in the middle of the argument, and then they talk to you stupid, you talk to them stupid back. Like, you're like, oh, you mother effer, oh, F you too. Like, like, why are you saying F you, B, you stupid B? Like, he called me the B word. He called me, I don't even know. Like, it was just all like, well, when you made me mad, like, that's, that's just how I talk. And it's just like, why, you supposed to be somebody that loves me, and you calling me the B word? Like, I thought that was acceptable in a way. Like, I don't know why I thought it was acceptable to be called like a bitch, but it's not acceptable at all. Like, it's just not acceptable, and it's not okay. And ladies, if your man is calling you a bitch and cursing you out, that's abuse. There's no other way to put that. That's abuse. It's not physical abuse. It can be physical abuse when they get mad at you enough and they'll push you and shove you or grab you or yank you up. That's physical abuse. But it's emotional abuse, the way that, I was manipulated to think that everything was my fault and that I should just ride with him and be okay with him running the streets. Emotional abuse. Yeah, he was abusive with his words. And I took that for the longest. Like, I let him talk to me any type of way. I made him make me feel guilty for thinking a certain way or whatever. And then he started to seclude me away from my friends, and he was like, these girls are sluts, like, why are you hanging out with them? Like, you should just only hang out with me because I'm your man. And then, like, he would, like, he couldn't get a job. He couldn't get a stable job because he was always getting in trouble, and he had a record. So me not thinking, like, I'm just like, no, he can make this flip upside down and make this change. And he was selling me a dream that obviously wasn't gonna happen the way he was living his life. And he had issues. I mean, every bad boy, gangster guy, whatever, either has mama issues, daddy issues, issues, I don't know. But obviously this man had issues that weren't my problem. Those are not my problems. I shouldn't have to deal with that. Like, you should go and solve out your own issues. It's not my responsibility to go take care of yourself. But obviously I didn't have that mindset back then. Who knows? I was probably getting cheated on, for sure. Like, if he didn't care about himself, what makes you think that he cared about me? Like, I mean, he obviously didn't care about me. He didn't care about my health. He didn't care about my well-being, even though he tried to make it seem like that. Like, he would get in fights. And as I graduated high school, I remember for my party, like, he was just being, like, so rude. I think it was like he was jealous that I graduated from high school and he didn't. I think obviously that's what it was, and he got his GED or something like that in jail. I don't know, whatever. I just remember when I went to college, I try to get him in college. I still try to make this relationship work just because of how long and how invested I was in it and how invested, how much I put myself into it. Guys, I know I sound stupid. I was in high school. Don't judge me. Every high school girl makes a dumb mistake like this. And I'm pretty sure you have, or your sister, or whoever, whatever. So, and if you did it, good for you. I'm glad you didn't have to go through this. But there's other girls out there that had to go, that went through this. So, I get him in school. He gets his money back, his refund money back. And then all of a sudden, he's just all like, yeah, like, I'm getting me a car, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. And he's always telling me what I have and what he don't have, and how, like, I need to let him use the stuff that I have, because, you know, if I don't let him try to use my car, which I did not let him use my car. I was like, no, I waited so long to get my car. Like, you're not going to mess this up for me. Like, you don't have a driver's license. You don't have none of that. Like, you know. So he got in trouble because he stole the book. And that was like, I started to realize things once I went to college, like how different we really were and how this just wasn't going to work. This just ain't gonna work. I realized, I'm like, why would you steal a book from somebody? Like, we're all out here struggling to go to school, and you're gonna steal somebody's book, and you want people to feel bad for you? Like, oh, I don't have the money to do it, that's why I took it. Like, okay, we all don't have, a lot of people don't have money to go to college, but they somehow make it, and you don't know this guy's struggle. Just because you're struggling doesn't mean that other guy ain't struggling either. He might not look like it. And so I had enough of that. I remember a guy, you know, had waved at me with his kid, and he was ready to fight him. And it was just kind of like, I'm in college, and I'm like, I can't afford this type of stuff. Like, I can't afford this type of, like, scenery. I can't afford this type of, like, drama in my life. Like, I have bigger things to fry. Like, I was trying to go to the university and focus on my grades, and he was just being a distraction. And I was just like, I've been studying. And he was like, you don't hang out with me anymore, and why you da da da. And I'm like, because I'm studying. And it was just kind of like, he was like, oh no, you're doing this. And I'm like, you know what? And I just started to look at him differently. And I remember one time, like, he was like being like such an asshole to me, and I just remember crying. And I looked up, and he was like smiling, like kind of like, he didn't think I saw him smile, but he was like smiling, because he was like, like, yeah, like, I got the power, like, I'm making her cry. And that's when I realized, this is not, I don't like him at all, and I need to find a way to get out of this relationship, because I was kind of scared to leave the relationship in a way, because I didn't know, you know, how he's gonna react. I know he always threatened to, like, kill himself and all this other crazy stuff, and or like, you know, like, he was gonna like beat up every guy that I talked to. So I had to find a way for him to break up with me. And so I was like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna like not care. I'm gonna start drama. Like, I'm just gonna be the most annoying girlfriend ever. Like, I'm just gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna be like kiss you. I don't want to be intimate with you. I don't want to do nothing with you, like, at all. Like, I'm just over you. Like, I just don't even want to deal with you. Like, ew. I started to have fun. He was like, why are you going out to parties? You can't do this, you can't do that, and why are you hanging out with this person? I was like, because I can do it. You do what you want to do, I'll do what I want to do. And he was like, you know what, like, you know, I don't know if this is gonna work, I don't know. And we used to break up all the time, like, and get back together all the time. And I would be like, I'm leaving him, I'm done with him. Wasn't done. And honestly, like, if you know someone, if you're always breaking up with this person, you know when you reach your breaking point. And I was like, I'm really reaching my breaking point with you. Like, I honestly just don't even, like, I'm ready to be free and away from you. And so I was with this guy for like about 2 years, maybe. Yeah, so I was like, I'm over it. Like, I just remember my friend broke me out of this spell, and she literally said on the phone, he will never fit into your lifestyle, ever. Do you really think he's going to fit in here at the university? He can't even live on campus. He has a felony. And I was like, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. He's not going to fit in. He's not going to fit in. So I remember we hadn't gotten an argument, and he was like, yeah, I'm about to end things with you. And I was like, yeah. Okay, well, you sure? You sure? Are you sure? Because this is it. This is it. And he was like, yeah, I'm done. End of the day, like, I ended things with him, and I was able to walk away with so much relief and so much freedom, and I just felt so free. And I was like, I feel good. Like, I feel good being single and just having fun and enjoying myself and being a college student and focusing on myself. I had left out of my school that first year. I got 3.8 GPA that year, and I just started focusing on myself. And of course, I made mistakes of talking to other bad guys, but at least they were educated bad guys. Like, these were just like F-boys, if you want to like name it like that. But this guy, he had nothing going for himself. And I finally had to realize that once I went to college and started focusing on myself and my future. I was like, this guy ain't going nowhere, and I'm about to let go of this baggage. Like, this baggage is about to go. So ladies, don't get trapped up or wrapped up into a bad boy or someone who's like a thug or a gangster who talks to you crazy. Like, of course, there's some smart, educated, like Tupac like guys, but you know, I was thinking about it, like, what if I was in the car with this guy and the cops pulled us over? Like, you're not gonna ruin me. So I'm here to say, if you're dating a bad boy, it might be fun now, but it's not gonna be fun later when they're talking to you crazy and they're making you feel like crap and you're crying all the time, y'all arguing, he's cursing you out, he's threatening you, he's throwing things at you or whatever, he's being mentally or physically abusive. Like, I would reach out and tell people if you feel like your life is in danger, or I would just say leave the situation for sure. Like, you know, just kind of like, I don't know, I just started being an annoying girlfriend, and I was like, yes, this is for me to like, I want him to break up with me so I don't have no baggage of him saying you left me. No, you left me and I ain't take you back. Okay, so that was my experience of dating a bad guy. Dating a bad guy was me not worried about myself, not concentrating on things, not being busy. You know, if I was busy, I wouldn't have time for the drama, you know, that he was bringing. If I was busy, I would concentrate on myself and my career. That would really help me out, or just being in extra activities in school and stuff like that. You know, I didn't have time for that. High school is a time where you're trying to find yourself, and obviously I didn't know who I was in high school. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring this to your attention and tell you guys that, you know, if you're dating someone who treats you like crap or doesn't appreciate you and is a gangster, it's not all hyped up what it seems to be. Like, you know, Chris Brown is a bad boy, but that comes with a lot of things. Like, that comes with extra girls, you know, cheating, them talking to you crazy, making you feel bad, low self-esteem. Oh, I had low self-esteem, okay? I had, like, really low self-esteem. So obviously he was able to manipulate me in that way with my self-esteem issues, and seclude me away from people and friends. And, you know, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, people you date in high school, it's just not worth it. And if you're a grown woman dating a bad guy, come on now. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. And you can slowly start doing that by concentrating on yourself and doing things that you love to do by yourself. You don't need him to be there with you. Do it by yourself. Like, enjoy your own company and be in peace. So that's my experience of dating a bad boy. I wouldn't say that I was a goody two-shoe, but I was a good girl. Like, I wasn't out there just wilding out. So those are my reasons. And I was in high school and I was still trying to find myself. So yeah, I hope this video was I don't know, interesting. This is just a story time, I guess you can say, or why girls date bad guys, and good guys do win at the end. Just keep being a nice guy, and same for guys. Like, if you're a nice guy and you keep dating wild bad girls, like, because she's spicy and she's this and she's that, maybe you're making some bad choices of the type of girl you're going after. So I hope this video helps, and thank you guys for watching. All right, guys, so have a good one. Bye.